Emergency Medical Technologies Association of Ghana call on well-meaningful Ghanaians to express their genuine growing concerning affected members in the discharge of their operational duties as a pre or out of hospital emergency care givers, which has been a serious threat over the years through unknown attacks. According to the president of Emergency Medical Technologies Association, Mr.Gani Michael, in his address said that it has become an important to discontinue their silence following to very recent attack of their hardworking colleagues of the Zebela District Ambulance Office crew who was transporting a patient from Presbyterian Hospital at Bakwa to Tamale Teaching Hospital on 11th May 2022, which result to being attacked by an unknown gunman who fired several shots indiscriminately into ambulance.
And manhandled beyond human imagination. We are so saddened. According to the EMTs, the people told them that they will kill them, that is the EMTs, because they are saving the victims anytime they are shot. We couldn't understand. This is a call that was received by the Upper East Regional Control, and the control accordingly dispatched Zebila, and this is the National Treasurer doubles as the Deputy Regional Manager for National Ambulance Service for Upper East, and he is even at the control room of this particular incident we are talking of. So, our members were immediately rushed. Okay, so what got them? They told them that they wanted to kill them because anytime the certain victims are shot, because we know there's this conflict, we have heard of the conflict within the Baku enclave. So we believe that these gang of people, which we cannot tell who they are, have a foreknowledge that the victim they were either transported was a gunshot victim, which we cannot tell. But all what, as we said, we want to send, the signal we want to send is that these our colleagues were actually saved by good Samaritans. Otherwise, they would have killed them. How on earth can you be trying to save someone's life and your life is also on, or is at stake? We were only called to transport a victim of road traffic crash, and that is what the Presbyterian Hospital, Baku, that was the information that was given to the control room. But lo and behold, when the medics arrived at the facility, it was discovered that the victim was a gunshot victim. So as I said earlier, we therefore want to appeal to all health facilities to be fair with us about patients' conditions and disclose every bit of information to us. This happens to us all the time. So in this regard, we as a body want to appeal to all the health facilities, that is the hospitals, to be candid with information regarding to patients or victims that they will want us to continue from wherever that they've left to higher management. And the bullet penetrations of both rear and front of the ambulance. Our colleague was shot in Eastern region, killed, whilst he was transporting a pregnant woman in labor. He's gone, leaving a family behind. Till date, the state is not able to comprehend a single fly that committed that heinous crime. Assuming all of us seated here, it were to be your husband, your brother, your uncle, or whatever, how will you feel? Including the past, present, and future potential attackers on our members to cease forth. We want these continuous attacks on our members to cease with immediate. And we shall be giving you data on this litany of attacks on our members that has gone unnoticed because we have decided to keep our issues to ourselves. But as I said, we are no longer going to keep quiet because our members are being maimed, injured, because in our quest to what? Serve the good people of Ghana. The leadership will therefore want to appeal to all well-meaning Ghanaians, including, as I said, past and present, to see. There are about 13 documented incident attacks to date. In this instance, we lost one precious life and several injuries. Quite apart from the loss of life and several injuries, there have been serious damages to the ambulances, which makes the state incur huge expenses to put such ambulances back on road. Can you imagine? When His Excellency, President Nana Akufo-Addo, when he took over, we all knew the state of emergency services in this country. Ghanaians cried. And 307 state-of-the-art brand new ambulances were brought into this country. Was commissioned on the 28th of January at the Blackstar Square. That boosted the emergency medical services in this country. So why should some group of people, do we wield guns? Are our ambulances bullion vans? We don't carry money. So why should a group of people attack innocent people who are prepared to die for Madagascar? If you go to Ukraine now, you dare not shoot an ambulance or an emergency vehicle, because both the Russians and the Ukrainians, as they get injured, it is these medics who are given life and making sure that those who can be resuscitated are actually what? Resuscitated. We also once again want to send a strong caution to all health facilities, because some of the referral facilities will wait. When the case is disoriented, then they activate the EMS system in the night. Around 10, 11, 12, that is the time you see most of these ambulances moving, and that is the time these criminals also operate. So please, they should do the triaging very well and make sure that cases that needs to be transferred or referred should be done accordingly. 4th of February 2021, which he later died in Kolebu, shot through his head and eyes and everything, and he had to die a very painful death. I was there when he breathed his last, breath. It was so traumatizing that someone, and I've always said, someone who was trying to help another person who was about to give life to another human being has to die in the process. But even by then, he had sent another lady to regional hospital, and that was the second one in that early dawn, around 1 to 2, that this incident happened. Tamale North Ambulance in 2021, armed robbery attack. Mampong in Ashanti region, 2022, armed robbery attack. Zebila, the one we were just talking, that was on the 11th of this month. We don't know whether we should classify them as armed robbers. series, litany of issues that we are faced. But yet, we have decided, as I said, for the past close to 18 years, we have never and ever decided to take our issues to the Ghanaian public. But this time around, we felt that we cannot continue in our perpetual silence. On earth are these armed robbers looking for in an ambulance? What are they looking for? Is that the medical equipment? Or the China phones that we don't even have money to buy, maybe iPhones? Is that what they are looking for? Or what exactly is the motivation? It's a question we cannot answer. It is outrageous to think that someone could choose to deliberately target an emergency vehicle, an ambulance for that matter, which is responding to a patient need. Working in highly uncontrolled environment and susceptible to all manner of risks of acquiring diseases in the ambulance, there is no form of risk allowance for us, coupled with poor working conditions. We are aware of the efforts by the Management of National Ambulance Service, the Association, the Health Services Workers Union, to get these matters resolved. We are appealing to the collaborating key stakeholders, such as the Ministry of Health and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission.
Also speaking at the event was the Deputy General Secretary of TUC, Mrs. Patricia Ofosu, stated that continued attacks of the Emergency Medical Technologies Association members must be totally condemned.
As the Health Services Workers Union of TUC Ghana, believe that National Ambulance Service is one of the crucial and important components in the health sector, providing quality health services to people in this country. So for someone or a group of people to attack people who are saving life, it's very unfortunate act, and it must be condemned in all aspects.